Hi, it's Steffi from Steffi's Beads and Baubles. This is not a planned video, but I wanted to make my mother-in-law a couple birthday presents, so I figured I'd show you in stages what I'm doing because a couple of people have expressed interest. What I'm going to do for her is a keychain purse hook, and I'm going to do a bookmark. So I've got all these beads and elements out, some from the bead boxes, mainly that one I really liked, and some from my boxes on the wall, including charms. This was a piece I took apart. I think this one was, but some of them are new charms that I bought brand new. And some of these were things I took apart, and some of these beads are brand new. So it's just a nice mix, and I've got some jump rings, and I've got some straight head pins, and I'm going to start laying out my colors, and I'll come back and show you my next step. We're going to do the bookmark first. First step I did was hook a connector onto the keychain with a 6mm jump ring. And you can use any connector you want, but you want a charm that has a hoop at both ends. This was part of a bracelet that was all these crosses. And you have to make sure there's a jump ring between them, because sometimes they're connected to each other, and in that case you have to lose one to use it in this way. So you want to make sure there's jump rings in between, which is a little ring holding, see a little ring there, holding the two sides together. So I picked one. Now I'm going to decide how I'm going to do the dangle down the bottom of the keychain, and I'll be back to show you what I decide to do. Now what I've decided to do is add a piece of chain onto here. The bottom drop will be an angel. So I had several wings to choose from. Well, those I think are the same. And I decided, I think those are the same. Yeah, they are. So I had these two, and I thought that looked a little bit fuller. Oh, not in frame, I'm sorry. So let's start over. I had several drops to choose from, and I chose this clear. I could have used a pink, and I had a real fancy one I was going to use. Let me see if I can find it. This one here, but the head pins go straight through it, and I don't like the look of the angels with a bead on the bottom. I've done it, but I don't like it. So I figured it'd be better to do something that'll fit on the head pin. So I'm doing this. I like this kind of beveled clear. I believe I do have a regular clear, but I chose the bevel. Now I got to pick the head of the piece. So I'm going through my box of, these are all vintage crystals off of old jewelry. And that's what this whole big box of things is. So I'm going to pick a small bead that'll go with the size of the body and look appropriate. And I'll be back after I get the angel put together and hooked on the bottom of the chain. Okay. So what I did is I put a head pin through the bottom of the angel, added the wings, and then I added the head. Then I put one of those little tiny glass spacers I got in my bead box the other day. But they sell that exact same spacer very reasonably in metal, and you can get it a lot of places, craft stores, online. They're pretty reasonable. And if you take apart old jewelry, I guarantee you will get a supply of those. But there's other things you can use too. Some people like to use these rhinestone rings, but these were a little big for these angels, so I chose not to. So now I'm going to figure out what charms I'm going to put on there. And this is long, but my mother-in-law collects quilting books, and I thought this would be fun for her to hang over the back of one of her books, so when she has her books on the shelf, she can see this, but she can pull it out and use it as needed as well. So I made it as much for a decoration as for a useful item. So I'll be back once I show you the charms I'm going to hook on. Whenever I'm doing some form of charm project, whether it be a keychain, a bookmark, or a charm bracelet, I will make up a variety of charms just on the head pins to start. And once I decide which ones I like, then I will loop them. So I think these are the ones I'm going to go with. And I'll go ahead and loop them and then see where I want to put them. But first, I'm going to figure out where the charms are going to go and hang those first. I'll be back when the charms are hung and I've looped all the beads to show you where I'm at. Okay, I've got all the charms attached to the connector and chain, and then I've got all of the charms looped. And I've got 6, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think I have 7. 6 or 7 charms there. And so I'm going to now play with them. And what I do is I just kind of place them on the piece and kind of decide where I want them to be. And I may move them around 3 or 4 times till I get them the way I want them. And once I'm done with that, I will attach them. If I don't like how it's hanging, I'll take a couple off. But I plan on putting beaded charms down at the bottom, because I think those would look better by the angel than the big heavy charms. And that's why I put the heavy charms up a little further. So I'll be back to show you how it looks when it's done. I'm actually not done, but I kind of wanted to show you a little bit of the process. I like using this curb chain because I can lay it flat, but it will twist and turn, as you can see here. But I lay it flat, then I figure out, and I kind of try to hook the charm on, the beaded charm on, by opening the top and looping it on. And then I pick up the piece, loop it on, and then lay it flat again. It's very time consuming, but this is the only way I can figure out to really get it to be the way I want it. Because now I can pick where I want to put the next beads, perhaps right here. I'm thinking of putting one right here. Then I can do that one, pick it up again after I hook it on, and hook it on, and then lay it flat and see how I like that. I've still got to add one here, and I'll probably add one here. I did add another one to the bottom here, because I really wanted something else down at the bottom. I'm definitely going to put one between here, and one here, and one here. So I will finish those and come back and show you what the finished piece looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like with all the charms on it, and I'll pick it up and show you what it looks like. I could drive myself crazy putting one charm on every single link, but this is, let me see if I can hook this in a way you can see it better. Hold on. Should have thought this out better, shouldn't I? Okay, well here, I'm going to hang it on my hand so you can kind of see it. And it's really full once you pick it up. Let's see. You can see all the different charms on it. And I added some charms onto the little sewing machine as well. So that's my bookmark. And hold on 1 minute. I'll be right back to show you what it looks like on a book. Okay, here you go. And this is what I was talking about in a previous video, how I was thinking of doing this eventually when I have a bookcase out in a public area, making a few of these to put on the bookcase just as a kind of jewelry for the books. So you can see how fancy that is. It hangs down the spine of the book, and it's very, very fun and flirty. And then it holds the book pretty good because it goes down pretty far inside the book. So it does hold your place, and it hooks over the spine. So, and these are real easy to find. I bought these on either Amazon or eBay for very inexpensive. I can't give you the link because I bought them so many years ago I wouldn't be able to tell you. But when I looked, they had all kinds of them, and some much nicer and fancier than these. These were the basic ones. But anyway, next I'm going to do the keychain. That'll be a separate video. So I just wanted to show you this though, and show you can just take some miscellaneous beads. So if you have a bottle or a bag or a dish of mixed up beads, charms are the best thing to do with them. You can make a charm bracelet, a charm necklace, you can make keychains, you can make bookends or bookmarks, anything with little charms. So this is for my mother-in-law. I'm going to be mailing this out to her tomorrow. I'm not sure if she watches my videos. So if she does, hi Annie, this is your gift. I wanted to make something really special for her. So next I'm going to make her a keychain, and that'll be a little bulkier. But I'm going to try not to make it too bulky because I don't want to weigh down her keys. But anyway, I just wanted to share this since I was going to make it. I figured it'd be a fun thing to share with you. I'll be back soon. Bye.